Good morning, Mr. Beckett, and all you new teachers joining us today. Your mission, if you choose to accept it, is to become a world-class educator in the Douglas County School District.
This message will self-destruct in 5 seconds.
Good. Everyone go to the end. Everyone go to the very end. We're going to begin at measure 46. Repeat after me. Do you accept this mission? All right, here we go. Ready? And 1, 2, 3, 1, ready, go.
So when I think of world-class outcomes, I think of understandings that we hope students will arrive at. On this journey, they're using lots of tools that we support them with. Content, 21st century skills, the 4 C's, and all of those meld together with that outcome that we're hoping for.
I think one of the biggest challenges of being an educator and striving to be a world-class educator is the amount of change that I had to go through. I had learned how to teach school, and I had learned that well. What I hadn't learned was how to let go and how to really let kids guide their own learning.
So this is one of our newest projects called 360. It's sort of a more rubber transparency car. So instead of a full-on crash with a regular car, we would have it bounce off, or it wouldn't do as much harm to the human. So it's a newer, safer way to drive.
You know, I learned about constructivist learning years ago and have really been interested in it my whole career. Our new efforts in the district right now are just exploding my thinking. To me, constructivist learning is when kids are experiencing their world with a community of other learners, and they're doing this by exploration, by communication, collaboration, and tons of reflection.
They're doing like the Eiffel Tower over there, and they're like building this stuff. So if they do like a lot of facts, then they will probably get a 3-star or a 4-star. And if they don't do any facts or something, they'll either get a 1-star or a 2-star. If you get a 1-star, then your project, you have to add more facts. And if you get a 4-star, then it's good. Guys, I thought this is gonna be awesome. It's good. I know. About Wolf Girls, River, Shannon, Crystalier, Daisy.
What we try to do is to use the students' passion, the things that they're interested in, to make connections so that they understand that the things that they're learning in all of their other classes are relevant to their lives. So the aesthetics, the height, and the structure stability. Macy, tell us about your house.
Our creativity kind of went overboard-ish. Like, we didn't stay on the guidelines for a house.
I just got an idea. We make boats.
This is our boat company!
Scratch the house. We're making a boat.
We just got inspired to do something else. So we did.
You're on the clock. Let me hear it. 1 minute. It's the only program of its kind at a regular high school in the state. We're going to talk about creativity and collaboration and critical thinking. We do that all the time on scenarios. These boys work together constantly to come up with solutions. Everything about being a firefighter or a fire student involves 21st century skills.
And here, we're taught to roll with the punches. Things can change on a moment's notice. You gotta work through it. I'm not a kid that likes to sit behind a desk. I did my ride-along Station 16s over off Santa Fe. That was a lot of fun.
I think the most important thing about what we're doing here in Douglas County is that we're preparing kids for adaptability to jobs that we may not even know about right now. What we find is that the old set of things that you thought you needed to know when you leave high school is changing too quickly. We can't buy a textbook that's going to teach you all these things. You have to create situations where kids are solving problems.
My project is a printer bot that is not confined defined by paper tray size or the size of the printer. It can go anywhere. It can print posters or be on the ground and print signs on the pavement. Some applications for this would be to paint like sports lines, like basketball court lines, to print road signs and road lines, because that's a dangerous job because people are driving.
I think my advice to teachers coming into Douglas County, go for it, enjoy it. It's a great district in terms of being allowed to try new things, so enjoy yourself and welcome.
A mentor teacher of mine once told me that 3 equals 33. 3 weeks of really getting to know your kids equals 33 weeks of a great rest of your school year, and I've taken that with me for 16 years of teaching.
First and foremost, again, remember that you're here for kids. And make sure that you're sharing your superpowers as well. You are hired in Douglas County because of the teacher you are, the innovation that you're bringing.
Go for it. Just take the chances, take the risks, jump off the cliff. I think there's a great quote out there, something about I have to believe that the net will appear, and it will. The kids, if nothing else, the kids will build you a net.
You're gonna go home some days and go, what the heck happened today? And what you have to realize is that your reflection as a teacher is the most important thing to growing as a teacher. And so reflecting on how the day went with any particular student, with a group of students, with a particular lesson that you did, reflect on it, learn from it, try again, move forward, revise, because that's exactly what we're asking the kids to do.
That we're really an enjoyable group of people, most of us, and a lot of us enjoy learning, and so kind of just to have fun with your job. And if you really have to love teaching, because the kids here, if you love teaching, will recognize it, and it'll just be a better learning experience for us.